Hey guys,
Ta-da.
everybody back? Okay, so yeah, we had a little
Right.
trouble with the audio there. For some reason
Oh, okay.
it didn't send out the audio for the intro, but everybody knows we're here. So
We're
yes,
here.
this is what
We can
happens
just
when you're
sign.
live, right?
We'll just sign.
Not sure exactly why, because we get audio right now. So yeah, just sign. Yeah, sometimes that works. Okay, well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to our Sunday night offering of astronomy edutainment, the Sunday Night Astronomy Show.
Yay.
Yay! First of all, I'd like to welcome back our two regular co-hosts, Mr. Paul Owen from the Moon Shadow Observatory in beautiful Hampton. Hey, Paul.
Hello. Good evening, everybody.
Evening. And also Mr. Mike Powell from the PFO Observatory right here in St. John. Mike,
Good evening.
be sure to hear somebody saying that the volume is very low. 1 second. Turn that up, and I'll turn this one up, and we'll try again.
There we go.
Okay. On tonight's episode,
That's the
what's that?
every.
Okay. Ready? Okay.
All right.
On tonight's episode, purchasing astronomy gear can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming with a lot of choices out there, but when you have folks who can help you make the right decisions, it certainly becomes much easier for you to get more out of the hobby. There are some box stores, for instance, that do carry gear, but you seldom ever get to talk to anybody who has any kind of knowledge or experience. But we have tonight with us Mr. Steve Mallia, from Ontario Telescopes to discuss equipment choices with us and what's new in the hobby for gear. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you very much, Chris, for having me. Hello, Paul and Mike. Good to be on the show.
Great to have you here. All right, also tonight, Mike returns with his binocular target of the week. Yes, he does. Paul's bringing another intriguing Rosanna's fun fact to us and maybe another segment from the book Night Watch.
I do.
Okay. I'm going to offer a little bit of a look at what's up in the sky this week, and of course, we'll have your wonderful photo submissions. So sit back and enjoy. And remember, this is a family-friendly, live, interactive broadcast. We love to see you share it out to your friends as well. So we appreciate that. And let's get started, guys.
All right.
While we're doing that, I'm going to try to find out what my audio problem was. Go ahead.
So I guess the point of tonight's show is going to be is to introduce Steve for those people who don't know Steve, and what he is and or where he is and what he does, and to give another connection in Canada to somebody who can help you out if you're just starting out in astrophotography, in observing, just getting into astronomy in general. Steve's a really down to earth guy, just like us. There's no different. Other than that, he's in Ontario and we're down here in Eastern Canada. But Steve's been in the business for a little while and he knows his stuff. And I've bought a number of things myself from Steve, only because he's approachable. And if I need to get him on the phone to ask questions, he's there. Really good guy to know, especially if you're just either getting into astronomy or you're looking for sources of astronomical equipment. And it's always good to support Canadian. So that's kind of where we are with tonight and how we're going to deal with today's show. And hopefully we'll get a bunch of our viewers out there who will chime in and ask Steve some questions, because I'm sure he gets asked them every day of the week. And you can get the answers firsthand from Steve. So that's kind of how I think we're going to address this one. So guys, did you want to ask Steve some stuff, or Steve, did you just want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, no, it'd be great. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. Everyone, my name's Steve. I own Ontario Telescope and Accessories. We started back in 2014, so we're going into year 12 now, which is really exciting. And I also own Starfield Optics, which is a manufacturer of equipment. So I feel humbled and proud that I can join the ranks of some other fantastic Canadian manufacturers in the industry, like Wayne Parker of Skyshed, Glenn Spears from Antares, Rock Mallon with Mallincam, right? There's some fantastic Canadian manufacturers, and I'm glad to be able to be part of that small group. I think we need more of that within Canada, but I'm sure we'll get there. But yeah, I'm excited to be here tonight and to talk about equipment. And if you're looking to get into astronomy and you're not sure where to go, or if you have specific goals that you want to reach, if you want to be the guy that has the most gear, I can help you out. That you have to have the latest and greatest and better thing that what your buddy has, we can help you with that too, no problem. Or if you just want something that's simple that you literally pick up, put in the back seat of your car, drive out to that dark sky site, and just enjoy the night. And whether it's taking pictures or doing observing, we can help you out with that as well. And we're a phone call away, email. This time of year, email gets a little dicey because it's been busy. So it takes a little while to get back sometimes. Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, wherever we have an account to message us, send us a message and we'll get back to you. No problem.
Awesome. So who do you deal with mostly? Was it beginners or intermediates or?
So that's a good question. Right, this time of year, beginners, right, or people who want their family members to be a beginner. Yeah. To be honest with you, when I started off my business, my core business was more the intermediate and up, right? Because I was dealing more within astrophotography than anything else. That's where I wanted to put my business. And I was just online. I was literally working out of my basement at the time. And I felt that I could not properly service somebody who was a beginner at the time, right? Because they there's a lot of questions that they have, and I felt I wasn't that guy at the time. I was still working full time also, right? So I couldn't be on the phone as much as I had wanted to. But right now, we deal with it, anyone and everyone, right, who wants to get into it. So if you want to get into astronomy and you don't know where to start, right? We have solutions for that, right? If you want to get into astrophotography, if you're a photographer and you do wildlife or whatever, right? During the day, daytime photography, and you want to do nighttime photography, we have solutions for that too, right? So yeah, right now, anyone, really. That was a long-winded answer to your question. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, not at all. I'm starting to get questions already, so let's bring in those comments, folks, because we got the guy right here to answer them for you. So I have one here. Hang on a second, and it just jumps. When I go to Facebook for the comments, I gotta hold it. Okay, hi Steve. What do I look for in a telescope if I want to snap pics? Hang on a little bit more here. And what camera can be used? Can I buy a 10-inch Dob and just add a mount?
In theory, yes. If you want to just snap pics, if you want to take a picture of the moon or the sun with the proper protective equipment for the sun, then you just need a tripod, right? And a telescope that'll zoom in to get the framing that you want. You take a picture. If you want to do something more deep space, if you want to start doing planets, there's different telescopes for that. But you're going to need something that's going to be able to track and follow that object through the night sky. So really, you're going to need a mount, preferably with something with go-to, right? And then a small telescope if you're going to start off with. And you can get a lot of stuff with just that. Deep space nebulas are huge, so that's not a problem with the small scope. What camera can be used? If you have a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, right? Perfect, right? That'll do so much for you right there. You can do, I spent an entire summer with just that setup. Actually, with a DSLR and a 200 millimeter lens and a tracking mount, and I got so much astrophotography done with it. And it's light and portable and forgiving and easy to use. Can you buy a 10-inch Dob and add a mount? Yes, right? It'd be a very big mount. When you start getting into something that big, I like to remind people that's not just the weight of the mount. Because it weighs 40 pounds, doesn't mean you can put it on a mount that can support 50 or 60 pounds. You have to make sure the mount can really support it, because this is a long optic, a long tube that's going to act like a sail in the wind, and you want to make sure that the mount's going to be able to keep it steady, right? But plus you're going to need some other stuff too, rings and dovetail bars and stuff like that. So if you just want to snap pics, right, you can get a basic telescope system to do that, but you have to keep in mind, if you want long-term exposure, you need someone that's going to be tracking.
Okay. Still seeing sorry, people are still commenting that my mic is really low, but it
Okay.
seems to be okay. I'm just gonna hop off this just for a second, guys. I'm gonna put a
Go
transition
ahead.
screen up so I can take a look at my settings here and be sure.
So in conjunction to that question, Steve, then, and also toward your answer, there's also a lot of smart telescopes that are out there now, because I think the question was based on someone who's just getting involved. So what's your I'm not going to say opinion because that's not the right question, but what's your take on those type of telescopes for introducing someone to astronomy?
So a smart telescope, I think smart telescopes are fantastic, and they're extremely important for the industry, right? To keep people coming into the industry, into the hobby. And they're very important for people to get into the hobby because it makes it easy. The thing to keep in mind with smart telescopes is that it's going to take away from that experience of looking through an eyepiece and finding things. But if you're in an area where you have a lot of light pollution, a smart telescope makes astronomy really enjoyable because now you're going to be able to start seeing things that you wouldn't be able to with a telescope anyways. And it's a great way to get into astrophotography because you can take the information out of that smart telescope and you can put it into some software, whether it's open source, free, or paid, and you can process those images and get a fantastic result. If you're looking for something a little bit more of a step up from that, right, you can get just a tracking mount, right, which is small and lightweight that can take just a camera, a DSLR camera, a telephoto lens, or even maybe a small telescope, and you can use that to take pictures as well. But going back to smart telescopes, they're a real game changer with what they offer and what you can get, the experience you can get out of them. Like I have one. I have a ZWO S30. It's nice, small, and compact. I went out with my son to look for Comet Lemon a couple months ago when I was out. We literally drove out middle of nowhere, found a nice low horizon because it was low, right? A nice clearing, right? And I stuck it on top of the roof of my car, and I just sat there with my phone and right, we did astronomy that way, right? So it offers a lot of flexibility that you don't typically get with your traditional setup.
Yeah. Perfect.
How do you feel about binoculars?
I like binoculars.
There we go. As a beginner choice too.
Oh, okay. I don't have the most popular opinion on binoculars as a beginner choice, right? When somebody wants a telescope, and I see this online, I want a telescope. What do I buy? I'm a beginner, and people say buy binoculars. I don't agree with that, because if somebody wants a telescope, get a telescope, because you might have a view in mind that you want to get, that you saw in a book or online, that you simply won't get with binoculars because you don't have the same magnification. Right. But I do feel that binoculars are important, that every astronomer should have a pair.
Yeah, here you go. As a backup, yeah, for sure, at
right.
least.
Right. If you're imaging, right here, this way, when I would go camping with my friends and we'd be imaging, right, and the cameras are doing its thing, they're going click click, because I use a DSLR, right, and there's nothing else to do, and my friends don't necessarily drink, and I don't want to look like I have the problem, so a pair of binoculars are great, because I can, especially when you have the good skies, you can scan around the Milky Way and you can find some cool things. For a beginner, right, if you're gonna get into binoculars, I really think you need to have another aid to go with it, like a good book, right? Yeah. Turn Left at Orion is a fantastic book for that. What's it called? I keep forgetting the name of this. Gary Saronic put out a book that's published by Sky and Telescope. Binocular Highlights or Binocular Objects. I don't remember what it is. This spiral band book. Fantastic. I think I have it on my shelf over here. Fantastic book. But I think you really need that kind of aid, because it not only will it help you find something, but it'll give you an expectation of what it will look like.
There you go. Yeah.
and so you could be scanning through, and you might have missed it. So you have to have that idea. But I think everybody should have a pair,
Yeah.
right? I don't think that if you want to get into astronomy, you shouldn't be relying only on binoculars.
I get a lot of comments or questions. I'm going to make sure my mic is okay. If anybody has trouble, please let me know. I'm watching comments here. I get a lot of people asking about beginners gear, and I've got $200. What can I buy? Well, it's really difficult for $200 to get something that you're going to be happy with, right? Because for $200 you're going to get a combo, and something is going to suffer.
Yep.
It's either going to get a 45-degree diagonal, plastic eyepieces, a tripod that's not sturdy, something that you have to move around and try to follow the moon across the sky. So I avoid offering things that I think might be frustrating to them, because I can bet you $1 to a donut that there's thousands of telescopes just sitting in closets all over North America because people couldn't figure them out, or they sold these really rackety type telescopes, and there's no wonder why they wouldn't work, right? So I don't like to recommend anything too low, because you want people to be satisfied when they're
Absolutely.
And you're in that end of it. Like, you're at the point as well where you might recommend a beginner telescope, but you have to say, look, you need to spend this, because it's a lifetime investment. I mean, you never have to buy another one in your whole life if you want, and the sky will never change. So
Absolutely, right. It's like anything else. You're gonna get what you pay for, right?
Right. Yeah.
And there are a few exceptions in life with that, but with a telescope, you mentioned everything right there. The biggest thing, the tripod's usually really rickety and it shakes a lot, right? Or the poor eyepieces. You go to you see them online, you see them in the shopping malls and the big box stores, right? Where the telescopes say 500 times magnification, right? And they have this beautiful picture of Saturn on it, right? And unfortunately, that's nowhere near the case, right? And it becomes a bit of a hobby killer, right? And so yeah, you need to spend a bit of money. I think really, like, even just some decent kits out there, but they only come with one eyepiece, which doesn't really give you much, right? You don't really get a good experience out of it. Sure, you can see the moon and it fills up the entire field of view, right, on that 25 millimeter eyepiece, but it doesn't really do much, I don't think, right? You need to add more to it. So if you're going to buy an eyepiece, well, you got to get a good one. You're looking like $75 at least to start, right? Yeah. So then you start adding in that money, and like, where do you might as well go to the next level right away. And there are some good kits out there, right? I would say expect to pay, $450 and up for something decent, right? Stay away, and I refuse to sell these, right? Stay away from the EQ mounts, right? The equatorial mounts as a beginner, especially a Newtonian on an equatorial mount in a beginner scope, right? That it's just such a bad experience, and there's no way to properly polar align them, right? You want to keep it simple, right? And that's what I feel a lot of the what's the word I'm looking for? That's where a lot of the interest gets lost, right? When they stop working that way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm going to take one more second. Just people are still commenting.
Simpler is definitely better. Like a simple dub, push, pull, up, down.
Yep.
Lots of glass, good views.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. And you can get, for that same price point, you can get yourself into a nice little Dob, even tabletop Dobsonian, right? In my opinion, you'll never go wrong with the Dobsonian. You can even get like the little, like the 4-inch. I don't know I haven't seen them on the market in a long time. Used to be the little 4.5-inch Dobsonians as well, right?
Right behind Chris in the back.
Yeah, right. But I mean, like the longer ones, you can buy like the tabletop ones. They were great, right? You know what? One of my first telescopes, right, was a Celestron First Scope, which was a 76 millimeter Dob, right? And I had that in my backyard, and I found a bunch of stuff with it, right? Surprisingly. I put a good eyepiece into it. I remember I put an Explorer Scientific 6.7 millimeter eyepiece in this thing, and I looked at Saturn. Wow, right? But the difference being that, like, I took a quality eyepiece, which you typically wouldn't do with something like that, right? Thinking about it, someone like Charles Messier would probably, killed somebody for a scope like that, right? Back in his day, like we'd have a Messier catalog that went up to would go to 250 right now, right? Like that would be one heck of a marathon one night. But no, Dobsonians are fantastic. The only trade-off with the Dobsonian, right, is the physical size, right? There's big, right? If you go with a full-size Dobsonian, but you have the big aperture. You're collecting a lot of light. You get fantastic views. You can learn the night sky with it very easily because it's easy to, like I said, push and pull around, right?
I found that the collapsible Dobs were kind of they fix a lot of the problems. They collapse down for transporting stuff. And if you're running, say, a DSLR, you can actually shorten the focus.
You could
to take an image of the moon or a quick image of Saturn or something like that. Where a steady tube or a solid tube Dub, you can't do that. Yeah. So it's a nice area to look at would be a collapsible.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And those are actually pretty popular as well. They're easy to move around, easy to store, right? Just don't store them for too long and you forget about them, right? Use the telescope, right?
Yeah.
And really, I think that I've talked to good friends in the industry, and we all kind of say the same thing when we ask, what's the best telescope to get? And the best telescope to get is the one that you're going to use.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And it doesn't matter if it's going to be, 130 millimeter triplet Apo, right? Or, 102 millimeter achromat.
Yeah.
If you're looking through it and you're seeing what you want to see and you're enjoying it, that's the most important part, right?
Absolutely.
That's right.
And I think that's what all is about.
All right.
Yep.
Did you want to bring up your site for us to take a look around? Or that'd be great. You can. You guys can hear me okay now. I think my mic is way back up again. Sorry, guys.
I can hear you fine, Chris. I'm not sure how the broadcast is out there, but
yeah, I'll just watch and see if somebody can tell me again.
Don't forget to belly up to the bar, eh? Get up there. Don't sit back.
Oh no, I think I'm in close enough. I did find another volume control.
While you're looking for that, Steve, you mentioned earlier talking about don't use a Newtonian on an equatorial mount to get started.
Yeah,
and that makes so much sense because of all the fiddling that you get to do. Just first of all, by using a German equatorial mount, that's a whole learning thing on its own. But then on top of that, then there's a whole learning thing about collimating your Newtonian. So a simple refractor, if you're going to start with any telescope at all, and it's not a Dobsonian, which is kind of like a Newtonian, a refractor is really so easy and so small and compact.
Yes, yeah, and they're forgiving, right? You don't right. If they get bumped around a little bit, they're not going to get hurt, right? Don't drop it. Don't. They're easy to move around. Absolutely. So that's why I like to recommend, if someone's starting out, or definitely a refractor, especially for younger users. It keeps the eyepiece in an easy to get to location, right? You don't have the maintenance involved with it, like with the Newtonian having to collimate it. And it's simply, and everyone is kind of familiar with that type of a telescope, right?
Yeah, when they think of telescopes, that's the first thing they think of. It's like you said earlier, you're thinking about, the fellows from way back to 1600s looking through those tubes. That's what people think of when they think of telescopes. So.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is our site right now, OntarioTelescope.com, and we have another site as well, Starfield Optics, which I can show. That's a new site that we just launched. Actually, we just revamped it. And simple navigation. We have ways to get around the site, show what our most popular products are, and one of the things that we also do is we do courses. We don't have any introduction courses going on right now, maybe in the new year, but we do offer one-on-one course, and we can do anything, whether it be image processing, or you're just getting into astrophotography, or you bought some equipment, you need some help setting it up, and we do this all over Zoom and stuff. But talking about Dobsonians, Explore Scientific has a nice line of Dobsonian telescopes that we do have in stock. This is their new line, right? Comes 6, 8, and 10 inch, and then they also have a tabletop Dobsonian as well. And these are nice scopes, so priced really well for what you get, right, with it. It's like astronomy in a box. You got everything you need. The only thing I'd probably add to this is mentioned a couple of books, right? You guys mentioned Night Watch earlier, right? If you're getting into astronomy, that's the book to start with, right? Night Watch. With that combination pairing, and you're good to go, right? For sure. We get into imaging. Imaging is our big thing, right? I'm an astrophotographer. I call myself one. I can take pictures. Processing is another story, but that's one thing that we really pride ourselves on is we start if not just to help you get into it, but once you're into it, you want to up your game. You want to know what equipment is, what camera is going to be good for your telescope. You want it because that's important. They have to be matched. What accessories you should be considering to make sure that you have a successful night, right? It's not just about the camera and scope, do control, power management, and so on. This is where we really shine, right? I'm going to stand on a bit of a astrophotography and gear, right? We are, that's what we focus on most, and we can help you make sure that everything's matched. I've had customers call up and wanting to buy, this full frame camera for the scope. I'm like, it'll be horrible. You're going to be spending $5,000 on a camera, right? Where it's not worth it for what you're looking at, unless you want to change this, or you have to take this into consideration, or so on. So this is what we do. So we're really big with ZWO and their equipment. We can help match that up. There is a sale going on right now as well. But another thing that I'd like to show, this is it came up. So this is, I mentioned Starfield Optics. So let's get out of here. Starfield Optics is my other business, where it's a manufacturer of equipment, and we just launched this website about a week ago. This is an update, still some tweaks that we're doing here and there, but we have you can find out all about our equipment, and you can make purchases through here along with our Starfield dealers as well. One thing that I'm really excited about is this new product. This is our Pier 1000, and this is something that we developed here in Canada. So in the past, sorry about that, take that down. Can I turn that off? There we go. Okay, so in the past, we had another Pier product that we were brand labeling, and then we decided to redevelop it and sell it as well. We came up with this new design for a Pier. This is a completely different take from what you typically see for a portable Pier. It's a hexagonal design. It's in manufacture right now. We're starting the assembly process. But this is something that we're truly proud of, because this is something that's made in Canada. It was designed here, and we're exporting this across into the US, into Europe, and we have our dealers in Canada as well. So I'm really, really excited to see this doing doing well and being well received. But what makes us unique is the ability to, it is really compact. We can fold it up into a small tight package. It comes with a bag, and you can just carry it away with you. So this is something that we're particularly excited about. We're talking about astrophotography and equipment. We have a line of telescopes. I'm not going to get into the whole line. We have some really cool things. I've got something at my desk I'll show off. But one thing that we do, right, because I feel, even as a consumer myself, I want to make sure that when somebody's buying something from us, they're getting their money's worth out of it. They're getting true value. And we've been recognized by Astronomy magazine with a couple of our products for Star Product of the Year. One of them being, right, our 60 millimeter quad. And then that was this year. Then last year, we received the same honors with our 115 millimeter triplet. But one of the things that we do is, we start, we test our scopes to make sure that the optics are good, right? And you'll get a copy of the report like this. This is a Zygo report, and this is really nice. It's a pretty report. It's got some pretty pictures on it. Problem is, not everybody understands what that means, right? So we want to tell you, right? And we came up with this explanation of what it is, and I'm not going to go into it now. You're more than welcome to go to the website and see for yourself. But we want to make sure that people understand what they're buying, right? And what the information, what this information means. So when you start getting into premium optics and such, like we're trying to bring out there, there's a lot of fancy terms that get thrown around. We want to make sure that people understand what they are. Without, like, I don't want to bore anyone on the website, but I do have a couple of things I'd like to show, right? I mentioned this is probably our most popular scope, right? This is the Gear 60, right? Quad. So this is a Petzval design, right? It's a doublet in the front. There's a 2-element flattener in the back. Really, really nice and compact, built-in handle. As an astrophotographer myself, and I put that in air quotes again, I know what I want in a telescope and how I want to use it. And so that was very important for me to make sure that the end user gets something that's ready to go out of the box. They don't need to start doing anything. Not a whole lot to it anyways. So, all our Gear Series scopes will have a handle on it that has functionality. We can put a clamp on it itself. We can attach things directly to it. Our higher end scopes it's actually a dovetail shape. There is a camera angle adjuster on the back. So when I thread my T-ring on it, I snap my camera on, and it's on an angle, I can then adjust that so I can square it up, right? There's a tilt adapter on the back as well, heavy duty dovetail plate, do shield extend. So all of the scopes have this. What I was aiming for, you don't see it on this, but the other scopes will have heavy duty rings that you can attach accessories to and so on. What I was aiming for is I want you to buy the scope, pull it out of the box, put it on your mount, add your camera, and away you go, right? We get so many few clear nights as it is, especially here, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to be wasting time fighting with equipment, right? And having to figure things out or waiting for something to show up, right? So let's put a good focuser on it, right? And make sure that it can handle the weight of the equipment. And then, to take it a step further, we supply cases with all our scopes. And something that's always bugged me is we're always going to be adding a focusing motor onto the scope as well, right? For imaging, most of the time we are. Let's take it a step further. If we're going to have a case, let's make the case usable, right? So, getting the right.
Yeah, it's hard with the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, what, let me turn my background off. Everyone can see my mess.
It works for me. Look,
Yeah.
I don't bother anymore.
I turn that off. Remove all. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the case, right? So we have a cutout here. I put my camera there. If I'm using an astronomy camera, I could put my ASI air here, some cables, whatever. But we have this cutout.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome.
Holds the motor. I don't have to fight with it. I don't
Yeah.
have to start cutting anything and ruining the foam. It's right there. So that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure we make it easy, right? We make it make sense for who's ever wanting to use a scope, right? And let them. I'm cold. I got to put the fire back on. Let's make it make sense, right? And that was always the driver behind the scopes and what we supply. You know, I mentioned, you know, even start getting into solar
wedge.
wedge, 2-inch, 1.25 inch. So we do a bunch of different things, and focus it around astrophotography, and what, even if you're getting into it or if you're already at a higher level, make sure that, you know, you're paying what you're paying gives you the performance you expect.
Yeah.
Right.
I noticed on that little telescope you just showed that there's two little Vixen mounts on it. Do all the telescopes have two?
No, okay. So that I image with that one myself, so I put a second one on there.
Oh, okay.
But you can now. Our largest scope, the 115, right? It's in its second generation. We upgraded the focuser to a larger 3.7-inch focuser, and it changed the handle and stuff. We now include 2 finder shoes on it, so you could put an ASI air on one. You can have it hanging there, so it's all there. You could put something else on the other side if you wanted to, whether it be like a red dot finder or what have you. And then the handle itself has it's a long finder shoe, so you can put in. I wouldn't put a small guide scope like this on it, but you can put a guide scope onto it or another accessory right on. So everything is there.
Yeah.
Essentially, you just have one cable going up, not being power, right?
Yeah.
To everything.
That's cool.
So, okay, I got a few comments here. Let me hang on a second. Jeff says, small telescopes just make dots in the sky look brighter and don't really show anything. What are some minimum telescope sizes to be effective to see the rings of Saturn, for instance? I think it's about 4-inch or so, is it?
So he's talking purely for observing then.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, 4-inch. I have a 4-inch reflector. Sorry, I have a 4-inch Newton. I have a 4-inch refractor. Thank you. F6.5, right? So 660 millimeters. I can see the rings of Saturn with that, right? With medium power eyepiece, like 14 millimeter. I can see the ring of Saturn. If I really want to see it get a bit more wow, right? A 6-inch Dobsonian will pick up, right? You can see a Cassini division if the conditions are right? And they have a nice eyepiece. 8-inch Dobsonian. I'm of the belief that there isn't anything that you can't really see with an 8-inch Dobsonian with a good dark sky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's nice and portable, easy to move around. It's not unwieldy, right? So, you know, that's a good place to start. You know, Starfield, we're sold out right now. They're coming back in January. Well, we have a shipment coming in of Dobsonians. 8 inches are by far our most popular size. And it's easy to move, right? And they're inexpensive and best bang for your buck with it. Right?
Robert Carson on here, he said, my first telescope was a 8-inch Dob, he says. He said it fit perfectly in the back of my smart car.
Yep.
That's true. They do. Just fit.
Yeah. And you might mention the collapsible ones, right? Makes it even easier to move them around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a bit of an unpopular opinion sometimes when people walk in and say, I want to see this and I want it to be great and bright objects. I'm like, buy a Dob, right? And they're a little bit more money, right? Right. And they're a little bit bigger and it deters people off because of that sometimes, but you're going to get that much more of an experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have a better wow factor with that size aperture.
Yeah.
Especially if you're just in the visual. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's like buying a big car,
Mm.
right? And they give you two engine choices, the 4-cylinder or the V6, right? And the V6 is really going to make it move, right? But you want the fuel economy of the 4, and you realize that you're spending more gas because of the 4 because it's underpowered.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
That 8-inch knob is going to give you that real wow factor, and you're going to get into one for between $850 to $1,000 for depending on what options come with it and so on.
Yeah.
Our Starfield knob gives you 2 eyepieces, 2 real all metal eyepieces, right? Plossels, a 30 millimeter super wide angle, and then a 9 millimeter Plossel. The mirror is a very high quality mirror. It's a guaranteed a minimum 10th wave accurate mirror. They typically come in around a 12th wave, right? Which is for that at that price point is kind of uncommon, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're usually a lot less. So yeah, you can't go wrong with a Dob.
And a reminder to people that we're talking telescopes. We're not even talking accessories.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're going to double your price, but that's over time. You can do that over time. You don't need it right away.
Yeah. But a good telescope will give you some good accessories to start with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Are the eyepieces that come with the Dob or any beginner telescope the greatest? No, right? It's like the tires you get on your car when you first buy it from the dealership, right? Like there's better, right?
Yeah.
But they get you going, right? And you can get a good experience with it. If you want to buy good eye fractures, for an eyepiece, they're made in Canada, right?
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that. They perform exceptionally well, right?
Yeah.
And they are a good upgrade from what would typically come, and you're not breaking the bank and doing it. But you don't need to buy them right away, right? You can buy them in the spring. You can buy them at any time. You can, right? And the nice thing about when you buy a quality eyepiece, you take it with you when you decide to go do another scope.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They're interchangeable, for sure. Now somebody mentioned too, like C-SARs. I mean, they're very popular, or the smart scopes. I'll say, yes, 30s are becoming, I suppose, is better go. That's the 50.
This is the 50. Yep.
Yeah.
This is what really kind of started it all, and this is a fantastic scope. They keep improving on it. The 30 is extremely popular right now because of the price. It is on sale.
Okay.
I think we have stock on 1 or 2 right now still. But they're constantly moving because of the sale. There's the Dwarf Labs, right, which is extremely popular. We have that also. Excuse me. The thing with smart scopes, you can use them during the day, right?
Yeah.
You can use them for solar, which is fantastic for solar, right? Because they come with solar filters. You can upgrade the solar filters on them. As well, you can. They're highly portable, right?
There you go.
And now they're even making them the C-Stars. They're making them more advanced, where they're the latest firmware version added ASCOM Alpaca. So now you can connect to it wirelessly with a laptop, and you can control it from like Nina, for example, and you can pull the data out of it as you would a regular telescope. So it's a nice way to get into it
Mm-hmm.
and advance up that astrophotography ladder.
Yeah.
And so if you decide you wanted to go to a bigger system, you have that experience already on how to do it. So that, again, that learning curve isn't as steep, right? And that's why I really feel that these products, these scopes are so important for the hobby and for the industry to bring people into it and for them to allow them to learn and get more out of it than just looking through a scope and think, wow, that's really nice. They can really, really grow with it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, it's all about preference, and you really don't know what your preference is going to be until you get started into the hobby, and or you're at a star party event, you get an opportunity to see some of these things that are set up.
Well, that's probably the most important thing is figure out what you want to do. And Chris, you're right. A star party is a great place to go, right? I've yet to go to a star party where somebody has not let me look through their telescope.
Oh yeah.
and then you can test drive them, right? Do I want the big dog? Do I want the small refractor, right? People start talking about their equipment and with pride, right? Because somebody's interested, right? Go to those star parties and
astronomy clubs kind of thing too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So, just I guess we're going to get into some of the other segments we got coming up, but I'm wondering, Steve, if people want to get some last minute things from you. Again, we showed your site, so maybe you can bring that up again if you don't mind for them.
Absolutely. I can go back to my. I'll show you. I'd like to show something. So we are, if you're looking for something for the holiday season, you want to get something for somebody. If you're in the GTA area, you can come pick it up, no problem. If you're on the East Coast, we could probably overnight it to you. Or if you're looking for that, trying to buy something for that hard to buy for person that already has everything, we like to recommend a gift certificate, right? So on our website, there's a little gift box in the top right corner, and you can buy a gift certificate. Now, when you buy it, it's tied to the person's email address. So we're not going to be sending them out until the day that you tell us to, right? And then it'll show up into their inbox. But that's what I would recommend if you're looking for something, you're not sure what to get, or if you are you're a last minute shopper like I am. I still have a few days till the 24th to start my shopping. So time.
You're just like your man, the rest of us, yeah.
But yeah, a gift certificate's a good way to go. They don't expire, right? So they can just use it whatever denomination they want. You can select in there as well, right? So it's not something that's preset per se. So
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Of course, if you have any questions, you want to get a piece of you want to get some advice on something. Maybe you're planning in the new year, you want to get some ideas, give me a call, shoot me an email, hit me up on Facebook. We'll answer your questions, spend the time with you. If you're in the area, come on by, say hi, right?
There you go.
I like my coffee black. But yeah, please, by all means, we want to make sure that whatever purchase somebody makes, right, is something that they're going to be happy with, right, and comfortable in spending the money that they're spending, regardless of the amount, right? Because we want to make sure that they're getting what they're expecting out of it. So we'll start off with that result. What is it you want to do, right? And then we'll go from there, right? Because I don't want someone to walk in and I ask, well, how much you want to spend? It's like, okay, what do you want to do, right? And then we can frame it, because you might not understand. I've had people come and thinking they can buy an entire astrophotography rig for $400.
Yeah,
not going to happen.
No.
Right? But we can start setting you up as to like what you can expect when you spend so much money on something, right?
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, we'll go from there.
And tell them that Snaz sent you, or maybe not. Maybe not. That might not be a good thing. Might work against you. So we'll have to see how the show goes. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate you guys having me on.
It's been awesome having you.
Good to have you.
Yeah, we're glad you came, Steve, and maybe a little further into the spring, maybe if you'd like to come back on again, because that's when things start rolling again in the spring and people start getting out a little bit more and they start planning star parties, and maybe by then you'll have some other suggestions for us.
Absolutely, yeah, and I thank you for that invite. I look forward to that.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on from there then, guys, to about a Bino Bud.
Bino Bud.
Yeah.
The shortest day of the year. Now you want a Bino Bud.
Well, you had the hat on, so.
Infamous hat. Have I got the right screen here? Alrighty.
Here we go.
Should be up. Binocular target of the week this week by Bino Bud is and we've seen this one before, and it's one of my favorites because I'm named after it. It's Packin's number 3. You may have heard of, but it's also Powell's -3.
Whoa.
Oh, that's right. So in binoculars, this may look more like a McDonald's M rather than number 3 because they always do. Although Sirius is a pointer star to this object, it's actually in Monoceros and was discovered by Canadian Randy Packin. But a closer look, and off to the left of the 3, you'll see a minus sign, thus Powell's -3. And I'll show you that. The size is about the same as the full moon, so binoculars with a bit of magnification are best. 15 or 18x would be just the right size. How do I find it in the sky? Well, tonight, if you go out at 11 o'clock, orient yourself at 135 degrees southeast and look up, you'll see Sirius, right at the start of the sky. And you just go at a 45-degree angle and point to the nose of the dog, keep right on going, and look, there's the -3 right there. There's a 3 and a minus sign. A little closer look, you come up, there's the number 3 or the M, and there's the minus sign. So there is a -3. There's a photograph I took of it. So you want to know what it looks like? Just like that. There's Sirius. Look up. There's the 3. And there's the minus sign. So it's definitely there. It wasn't a satellite going by when I took the shot that night. I know it's the -3. 10 by 50 binoculars. Like I said, it's a good size. Easy to find once you follow that at a 45-degree up from Sirius. And you'll come right across it. It's neat to see. Compared to the full moon, again, I said it's at least the size of the full moon. You can see it there. So easy object to find, great in a pair of binoculars. If you get a chance, go on out because tonight it's actually clear and see if you can spot it. Are you ready for this one, Paul? Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. There's your painful pun of the week.
Yeah.
And that's the binocular tag of the week by No Bud.
Sorry you had to experience that, Steve.
I love it. I think that was great. I love it.
All right, Paul, how about a Rosanna's fun fact?
All right.
Running
Let's
right along
get
here.
up and running here. Where's my share button? There it is. And no. And here we go.
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Wow. Welcome back, Rosanna, for another absolutely fun fact, all the way from, well, down the street from us. But we're going to talk about something that's from all over the world. So let's go. So Rosanna writes, "Hi, Paul. With only 4 more sleeps until a jolly old elf defies physics and brings happy surprises to all, the Astronomy Advent Calendar is coming to a close." Now, let me just get my photos up here. Hang on here. There we go. So for day 20,
We're not seeing it,
Oh,
Paul.
sorry.
Not yet.
go ahead.
We're not seeing it yet.
Okay, that happened last time, didn't it?
We still see the video.
Okay, just one sec.
Okay.
I don't know why it does that. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Just bear with me for 1 centon. I'll find it again. I've only got it open like 4 times. All right, put that over there. And Rosanna, where are you again? There you are. Okay, so can you see that one now?
Not yet, no.
Still no.
Nope.
Let me just shut off that screen altogether. What do you see? Do you see that picture with my mouse moving around?
We just see Rosanna's fun fact.
Oh, you still see that?
Yeah.
Good golly. I wonder why, because I don't see it anymore. Hold a boat. Okay, let me just turn that off.
There.
What do you see now?
Just us.
Okay, really?
Hmm.
Maybe I'm not sharing. I must be. Give me 1 more second. I'm going to share screen,
Share window.
entire screen, and it should be that one right there. And you should be looking at a beach.
Now we are.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now you should be looking at 3.
We are.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, let me get back to where I was. All right, so here we go. For day 20, we have a fabulous searchable eclipse archive from eclipsesatlas.com. And this new archive collects maps, illustrations. Let's sec here, I'm gonna move this out of the way. There we go. And newspaper clippings documenting this across the globe. There are 17th century diagrams depicting the phases of totality, early photographs chronicling the events, and vivid advertisements prodding people to hop on the train so they don't miss the thrill of a lifetime. In addition to historical documents, Eclipse Atlas also shares footage from recent events and offers insight into how to best view those coming in for the next few years. There we go. So you can search under categories like upcoming eclipses, recent eclipses, and historical maps, plus resources. Now take a look at this vacation poster for an eclipse in 1927. Eclipse chasers were a thing back then too. I bet you Alan Dyer, if he was around then, he'd be all over that. All right, so this one, and thinking about travel posters for day 21 rather, you could print out and frame a really cool travel poster for any of the space enthusiasts on your list. That's very cool. You can go, okay, there's a download site, which I won't get into at the moment. Okay, for day 22, don't forget about the Artemis 2 mission. Both Earth and the Moon are visible in this image that Orion captured as the spacecraft reached its maximum distance from Earth on day 13 of the Artemis 1 mission. And this photo is accredited from NASA. I'll blow it up so you can get a better view. Can you imagine that view? That's fantastic. So as mentioned in a previous fun fact, you can send your name on Artemis 2 and travel around the moon as a virtual crew member aboard the Orion's spacecraft alongside Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen and NASA astronauts Reid Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Koch. Now, let me just get into the next photo. There we go. All Canadians, students, families, educators, and space enthusiasts are invited to add their name to a digital flash drive that will fly around the nearest celestial neighbor before returning to Earth. Artemis 2 is the first crewed test flight of the Artemis campaign. By participating, you will receive a personalized boarding pass showing your name, the mission patch, and a unique QR code. Your name will become part of this landmark voyage. Very cool. Visit the campaign webpage to learn how to submit your name or submit someone else's name and print out their boarding pass. Now for day 23, head to the IFLS or the iflscience.com and watch a capture of a meteor hitting the dark side of the moon. The dramatic event was detected by Armagh Observatory and Planetarium, or the AOP, in Northern Ireland at precisely 3:09 a.m. UTC on December the 12th, 2025. It was spotted by Andrew Marshall Lee, a final year PhD student at the observatory, using the Armagh Robotic Telescope, and remarkably, he saw it unfold live on his screen. I'm going to show you. No, it's going to say watch here, but I can't play the video, unfortunately. But I'll show you the actual picture, this one and the after. So this makes an extra special. This makes it extra special, and saved me hours of processing recordings later. I reasonably think I could do many years observing these things and never see that again, Marshall Lee told the IFL Science. The tiny flash was the result of a small object, perhaps no larger than a golf ball, crashing into the moon at breakneck speed. As the hurtling object met the lunar surface, its kinetic energy was instantly converted into heat and light, producing, excuse me, a short but sharp outburst that's visible from Earth with the help of a fancy telescope. So there's basically what you would watch, and then here would be the flash that you would see right there. So that would have been the flash you would have saw on the dark side, caused by that tiny little golf ball size. When you look at the size of what we're looking at, there are some craters. So that would be a relatively big flash. if we were close to it.
Hmm.
And certainly the best Advent Christmas gift ever happened for a paraplegic engineer from Germany. Michaela Benthos blasted off on a dream come true rocket ride with 5 other passengers Saturday, December the 20th, leaving her wheelchair behind to float in space while beholding Earth from on high. Let me show you that photo. That's her.
Yeah.
So severely injured in a mountain bike accident 7 years ago, Michaela became the first wheelchair user in space, launching from West Texas with Jeff Bezos' company Blue Origin. Ecstatic Benthos said she laughed all the way up. The capsule soared more than 65 miles or 105 kilometers and tried to turn upside down once in space. So, whatever your Advent calendar consisted of, the countdown is almost done. And as Rosanna says to us all, happy holidays to everyone. Advent calendar? No, just my pill organizer. And that's Rosanna's fun fact for this week. I can't play the video game because I had to shut it off.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you, Rosanna.
Thank you, Rosanna.
Thank you,
Again,
Rosanna, for
fun and interesting information, amazing photographs. And if you want to get that ticket, here's your ticket to ride, folks.
I have my Artemis boarding pass.
I'm signed up. I'm good to go.
There you go. Paul, do we want to pause on Night Watch this week and just go to the photos, or?
We will. I just wanted to show one thing though, because this relates to what we were talking about tonight. So, Steve, if you've never seen the show, each week I do a little talk with the Night Watch book and do a little segment on just a part of it, so people can see what this book actually entails and how important a tool that it is in the astronomy community, especially for those who are just starting out, or even those who think they know a lot. You read this book, you're going to say, "Oh, I didn't realize that." So, a great gift for Christmas. Night Watch. It's been around for a little while. This is the 5th edition of that book, and it is a staple that everybody should have when they buy that new Dobsonian from Steve.
Absolutely.
We sell the book too.
There you go. Perfect. We got the right guy on. Okay, thanks, Paul. All right, let's get quickly to some photos. So I'm going to have to switch my audience to the transition scene here while I get our thing up and running, guys. Audience, just hold on. I do have some pictures to show.
All right.
Window, I'm going to go with this one. It's going to say share.
There we go. Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are seeing that, but I'm going to have to put it back to the form for the people.
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to start off with this one. This one comes from Francois Theriault. It's NGC 2264, the Cone Nebula. And now,
Excellent.
in the south of the Christmas tree cluster, the Cone Nebula is unique in its appearance. It is formed by erosion. The area is a stellar nursery with young bright stars in the center. Its unique shape is caused by a cloud of dark dust in front of an emission nebula. The central stars are radiating out huge amounts of ultraviolet radiation. The radiation is causing the hydrogen gas in the background to glow a soft red color. The radiation is also causing the leading edge of dark clouds, causing it to erode and release gas in the space around the obstruction, giving it its unique cone shape. Now, the bluish tinge in the background of the blue-white is a blue-white light from the stars that is reflected by the dust present in the nebula. Now, his telescope was a Stellarvue SV60 EDS, focal length of 330. Camera was a ZWO ASI 1600 millimeter Pro. Total exposure time was 5.5 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
So to your point, Steve, there's a little tiny telescope, and look what you can see if you know how to use a camera with it properly.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Beautiful job.
Beautiful work.
All right,
Well,
let's go from there to next up is another one here from Francois. LDN 1372, the lacework in the Heart Nebula. Now, on the east side of the Heart Nebula, IC 1805, there is an area of dark nebula obscuring the central glowing nebula. Mostly a dark mass of interstellar dust, but also some delicate BOK nodules decorate the rim of the Heart Nebula. I have imaged the Heart several times over the years, and I always promised myself that I would someday do a close-up of the Bach nodules. This is the closest I can get with my equipment and get interesting results. Now, along with my old ASI 1600 Pro and my old trusty Ritchie Kretscham, I was able to capture the proposed image. Telescope was again the Stellar View SV60 EDS. The camera was the same camera, 1600 millimeter Pro, with a total of 5.25 hours of capture. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of detail. It's fantastic.
Looks like a dog chased a beaver.
Okay. Awesome, Francois. I'm going to go to one more from him without scrounging looking up for pictures today. So when I saw somebody had some, I grabbed them. This one from Francois is SH2-248 and SH2-249. Now these
That's
two
a nice one.
nebulas can
That's
be found.
crazy.
Yeah, they can be found at the bottom of Gemini the Twins. SH2-248, the Jellyfish Nebula, is better known of the two. It is the remnant of a supernova of an indeterminate age. Now, what we observe, the shock wave of the explosion on the left-hand side colliding with a dense gas cloud on the upper left. And the wispy clouds at the bottom right is gas being pushed out by the remaining radiation.
Wow.
SH2-249, the lesser known of the pair, is a diffuse emission nebula, a cloud of gas in the background being excited by some active stars in the loose open cluster of stars in the foreground. Same equipment, Stellar View SV60 EDS, focal length of 330, camera, same camera, ZWO ASI 1600 Pro. The total time here was 7.3 hours.
Yeah, we put a lot of time into the 03 to get that. If you look at that, what looks to be almost white, just based on the palette that he used, but around the jelly.
Mm.
Yeah, they're just on the edge. That's really hard to get. Not the other side.
Oh, this side, okay, here.
Right there, yeah. Yeah,
The
that's the
photo
hardest
looks
part of it,
neat.
but to get that detail. Very
And
nice.
It looks 3D.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And this is why I don't do imaging. Because I have all these other people who can share
Yeah.
all their work. I'm glad
Chris,
I'm a visual guy. I'm glad.
Chris, feel free to give me a call anytime. We can set you up.
We tried them for years, Steve.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, Steve. Just ask Paul about binos for me. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Thank you for those, Francois.
Crazy.
And I'm going to grab one here from Mr. Paul Gray. No, I'm not. Is this Paul Gray's? No, this is Mark Fitkins. Sorry. First.
Mark.
Yep.
Oh.
There's his notes at. I have notes here somewhere.
One of the Bronte astronomers. Huh?
Right here
Yeah,
somewhere.
Bronte.
It's a fantastic image through a sea star. That's
It is.
It
right.
is,
And so yeah, that's a good example of what you can get out of these smart scopes. So fantastic work, right? You get a great result.
NGC
Yeah.
1893, 61 minutes, and I think he has a second one here too. Yeah, NGC or IC 417.
Mhm.
Another nice
Yeah,
capture.
smaller target. Well, it's
Yeah,
actually, but it's very faint. So
And that's with the S30 too, the smaller one. So amazing stuff.
yeah, he's doing some nice work with that.
And that's a fairly light polluted skies down there where he is.
Yes, it is.
That's impressive.
Very well. Thanks, Mark. I'm going to go to, I think this was Paul Grace. Yes, it is. Paul sent
Yep.
this one in to me. He said, this is a rough cut of an image I started this week. He said, I only get one clear evening, so only a couple of hours of data. Not happy with the stars in the first go, but here it is. I'd say he'd be happy with it.
True.
8 by 15 millimeter subframes for 2 hours with a ZWO 585 MC on a Skywatcher MN 190 Mac Newt. Got it by Quick Guider on a Skywatcher EQ6 in my roll-off observatory. Stacked
There
in
you
DSS, processed in PixInsight with RC tools for Blur X, Star X, and Noise X. Awesome.
Yeah, it turned out really well.
Not at all.
Very nice.
Thanks so much, Paul, for sending that in. Appreciate that. I'm going to flip quickly to a few here from Carol. Carol being
Nice.
Sokla, who
Oh,
had,
so artistic.
sent me these ones. She said, just choose one or two, so I chose them all. This was December the 4th, the full cold moon above the Christmas decorations in St. Stephen.
Well, that's cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. And she captured Comet Lemon here on
Yes,
October,
sir.
on October 18th.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
August the 21st, there's the Milky Way, taken above the red rocks at the point in St. Andrews.
That's gorgeous.
That's just, yeah, beautiful.
I wonder those red rocks. Do you know that area, Chris? Is that where the beach is by the trailer park?
I think it is, Paul. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to take a look at the map
Beautiful.
there.
Oh my
At the
gosh.
point in St. Andrews. So yeah, I believe that would be down there. It would be.
Yeah, that's
She's
fantastic.
looking south.
Yeah. Yeah, we
That's
talked about going there for the eclipse, right?
that's almost straight up, so that'd be pretty much south.
Mm.
Yeah.
Little
There's a-
southwest maybe, but
There's a Prancer pony right there, so
yeah, absolutely. Beautiful shot.
nicely done.
I love the foreground, that's all.
That's got to be the States in the background.
W what?
That's got to be the States in the background.
Oh yeah. All right,
Got
and one
that.
more. She said August 29th, a half moon above Green Point Lighthouse.
Nice capture in the water. Eh?
Yeah.
I know the moon
Yeah,
was
they're
part.
there, yeah.
I'm more attracted to the reflection of the
Yeah,
lighthouse.
no, that's nice.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol, for those. Okay, I'm going to go to one last one here from Robert Carson. Robert says, I thought this was K1 Atlas. It turns out it was some guy named S. Claus on a test run after a reindeer tune-up. Hey, that all counts, Robert. Appreciate that.
That's great.
All right. And if you have any images to send in, we love sharing them. You can see here. So send them in to astronomybythebay@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to have them up on our next broadcast, which will be in the new year. So I want lots and lots of pictures through the holidays here.
Yes.
Oh, there was Mark's notes. Okay. Quickly through what's up. Wednesday, December 24th. The transit of Europa and its shadow. These are always nice if you've got the equipment to getting close to Jupiter. Here's Europa.
You know what that is? That's not Europa. That's Santa Claus.
Oh, it could be, yeah, yeah.
And that's
Very-
his sleigh. That's
Could
being.
be. Yeah, he's going by Jupiter on his way to all the little girls and boys in Jupiter.
There you go.
So the shadow transit starts at 1924 to 2215 Atlantic time, and then the moon transit goes from 2014 to 2305 Atlantic time. Now the shadows are really cool. Sometimes you get the double shadow going across too, but of course Europa is the one moon that we're thinking about, that if there's life in the solar system, it's going to be maybe in the oceans of Europa. So that's a nice thing to keep considering on Christmas Eve. Oh, here's another thing. Yeah, Christmas Eve. Be on the lookout for this guy and his 9 companions in the evening sky. So keep an eye out for this guy on the 24th. If you're good, you'll get to see him. If you're not, then too bad.
Make sure you get the right field of view for him.
Yeah, that's right.
With my luck, I'll still have clouds.
Oh, the poor kids that don't have chimneys. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go from here to Boxing Day view. Friday, December 26th. There's the moon near Saturn. The view through this is the view through 10 by 50 binoculars. So you will get the two of them in the same field of view, basically. They're just 3 degrees apart. So a nice small little scope too. We'll bring those in quite nicely. I'm going to go from here quickly to Friday the 26th as well with the Lunar X, visible right around 10 o'clock at night. On Atlantic time, sorry. The Lunar X, of course, is being formed by 3 or 4 craters right in this area here. This is the brightness of them, and they cast the shadows down inside the walls of these craters. So it's visible just at a certain time, just after, or just in this case, just before first quarter, I guess. Visible right around 10 o'clock Atlantic time. And then we've got our first quarter moon coming up on Saturday, and it arrives at 3:09 p.m. Atlantic time. So always nice to get out and take a nice, good, swig look at moon on all those clear nights that we got coming up. And I think that might be it. Oh, I got a couple more here. So these 2 charts, we see these quite often, but we do appreciate them. This is from Lisa's Lookup, Astronomy and More. Lisa puts out this great chart every month. Here we have the list of the events. We have the date of the event, the peak time for that event that you're going to see it, and what you need for seeing tools, naked eye, binoculars, or a telescope. And you can find Lisa at Ruby Moonbeams on Instagram, Mastodon, Facebook, Threads, and now on Blue Sky. And finally, to our sjastronomy.ca or rascanb.ca calendar. This is the December 2025 to January 2026, up to the middle of January, so 6 weeks time. So here we are coming up with this week here. A number of things happening, but if you want to see what is happening, you can go get this calendar, download it at sjastronomy.ca for free.
A lot of Jupiter stuff going on for the
A
month.
lot of Jupiter stuff, yeah, because Jupiter's coming up to opposition right now, and Yeah, we've got a lot of moons of Jupiter here. So yeah, I find this up at the top here. It'll tell the transit times of the red spot, and then the blue ones here are the different moons, like Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. And then he'll list the eclipses, transits, or shadows. So all that information is down here in all of these. Really nicely done. So thank you for Kurt Nason for that. Let's do a stop sharing now.
There we go.
And I'm gonna just let you guys talk amongst yourselves for a second, because you know what I got to do. I've got to get my closing ready.
All right. Well, before you do that, I would just like to take the time to say thank you very much to all of our viewers this year. Hope you've all been good boys and girls, and hopefully you'll find lots of very nice things under your tree that are astronomy related. And if they're not, that's okay too. And we're so appreciative of you guys chiming in each and every week, and has been with us for all the time we've been on air. So thank you so much. We want to extend an absolutely wonderful holiday season to you guys. Merry Christmas for those who support it that way. Happy holidays to everybody else. And we will see you in the next year. So have a really, really, really good Christmas.
Agreed. Do remember, we do love getting your photos. Send them into astronomybythebay@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to put them up in our next broadcast. I was kind of listening, but wanted to make sure we thank Steve here for joining us, and hoping that he has a great Christmas too. Lots and lots of
thank
sales. Lots
thank
and
you
lots
very
of
much.
sales.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you as well, and thank you very much for the invite. I'm honored to be part of the show tonight. I truly appreciate it, and thank you for
you have an
for
open
that.
invitation, sir. Anytime at all. We'd love to have you back.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Steve.
So have a great Christmas, everybody. And for now, then, from Mike, Paul, Rosanna, and Steve and I wish you all great holiday. Lots and lots of clear skies. As we like to say, guys, open your eyes to view the skies and keep your scopes pointed up.
Oh, yeah.
Good night, everybody. And we'll see if the music plays, but if it doesn't, you know I'm here. So.
I can start singing now.